Welcome to Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, presented by Time Warp Vintage. Not only have we made it to double digits, we have made it to show 20. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this Monday morning. I'm Brooke Allen, and we are live from Meili Coffee in fabulous Ferndale. Jocelyn Chen is the owner, and they have been our host all month long. Of course, we'll check in with Jocelyn in just a minute. But if you are just sitting down with your cup of coffee and wondering what the show is all about, this is a show where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view. But we've also been known to talk some football with Lomas Brown and even some baseball. So what is coming up this morning? Well, we have our coffee of the day with Jocelyn, and in our Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise segment, we'll actually speak to a woman who changed careers, and even though it wasn't easy, she persisted. She is now a nurse. We'll check in with Kelly. We are also checking in with a life coach who teaches executive women how to navigate the challenges and also embrace their success, because sometimes women actually feel guilty about their success. And we'll check in and get organized with our Women in Business segment. I also, in full disclosure, have a very special friend here with a very special cause. We'll talk to JoJo Dries as Women's History Month comes to a close. But first, it is our giveaway today, and I am so excited with this magnificent basket that founder and owner Linda Schlesinger-Wagner from Skinny Tea. She has filled it with amazing spring colors. So you can win this by the end of the show. So how do you win this? Well, you like and follow Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen on Facebook, and you comment with the number 20, of course, all in celebration of our 20th show. We'll announce a winner at the end of the show with our friend, also sponsor, Jason. But remember, if you've already won, you cannot win again, and I know who all of you are, so don't even try it. Fun fact, we have viewers from all over the country, but for this one, you do not need to live in Michigan. But I do have to warn you that if you do live somewhere warm, I may personally deliver it. So be prepared for that as you enter. Well, thank you so much for being with us. It is time for our coffee of the day. We are speaking to Jocelyn Chen, owner of Meili Coffee in fabulous Ferndale. We've got treats on the table. And Jocelyn, thank you again for hosting us this month. It has been such a pleasure to be here with you.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, so we've got some lovely drinks on the table. And of course, matcha was never my favorite, but now it is since I've been here. So this is what I'm drinking. So tell me what's in this.
It's matcha tea. It's ceremonial grade of matcha. It's the highest grade you can get. So it has a now it's diluted by ice, but we can show you the matcha. It's very deep emerald green color. It's a hallmark of ceremonial grade.
Okay, so this one, my new favorite. So if you come into Meili Coffee, come and try that. But then we have Thai iced tea, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thai iced tea.
So tell me what's in this. I haven't tried this. I'm gonna go ahead and try it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I like it.
You do?
I do. Okay, so what's in this?
It's a very special blend of Thai iced tea, well, Thai tea that we brewed, and then we added condensed milk. That's why it's sweet, and also a little bit of half and half to add creaminess to it. So it has a very strong orange color. That's the trademark of Thai iced tea.
I do like my colors. Have you noticed? I like green and orange, and yes, I like a variety.
Spring colors.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have any orange in it. It's just, there is a little bit of food coloring to add that orange color.
Okay, so this is the Thai iced tea, and then we have this magnificent.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
What is this? It's so beautiful.
It's called Korean Dalgona.
Okay.
It's actually spelled D-A-L-G-O-N-A, but my Korean friends corrected me when I pronounced it Dalgona, and they said it's actually pronounced tea.
Okay.
Dalgona means, refers to a street candy in Korea.
Okay.
And it's named after that because it has similar taste. It has slightly caramelized taste. So it's a coffee foam, sweetened coffee foam on top of milk.
And so the milk is at the bottom?
Yes. It's like a reverse cappuccino.
It is reverse, right? It's beautiful and it's very tasty. So can people who don't drink like regular milk, could they get this with oat milk or almond milk? It would still work?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I love these. You know this. These are my favorites, also my kids' favorite. Tell me what this is.
These are taiyakis.
Okay.
We have Nutella and ham and cheese. We also do red bean and cheese filling. It's a traditional Japanese and Korean street snack. It's like a crispy waffle with filling inside.
Okay, I'm going to break one open and just check it out. So it's like a very flavorful, fancy grilled cheese.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And it is so good.
So when I really wanted to have this because I had it in Japan, loved it, but really can't find it anywhere, at least in Michigan. So I decided to work on this. You can get taiyaki mix, but I didn't like them. Okay. So actually, this is my own.
This is your own secret recipe.
Exactly.
I've tried to get it from her. She will not hand it over. So come in here to Meili Coffee in Ferndale. It is wonderful. You've only been open. How many months? 6 months. Okay, yes. 6 months. How's it going?
Great.
Okay.
Great. Our weekends are super, super packed. And so if you don't want to wait on weekends, come in during the week or order online. Right.
And you have a window if you're walking your dog or your baby.
Yes,
right?
That's right.
So you can come in. Real quick, what's your website?
Meili.com, MEILLIE.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Jocelyn. I have to say thank you so much for hosting us. It has been a wonderful location. Your team has been great, and your drinks are fabulous. So again, thank you for being our host for the month of March. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And again, that is Jocelyn Chen, owner of Meili Coffee in Ferndale. Well, coming up, Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise segment. It is never too late to change your career and make a difference. We'll check in with Kelly in just a minute, but first, we are so proud of our community partnership with the Shades of Pink Foundation. Their mission is to reduce financial stress for breast cancer patients right here in southeastern Michigan, and they do that by providing prompt assistance for daily living expenses, which includes car payments, mortgage, utilities, so much more. An estimated 50% of breast cancer patients face financial hardship, and that actually includes those with insurance as well. And all of their fundraising stays local. They serve 9 counties. And I'm pretty excited. Their walk at the Detroit Zoo is coming up. And I ordered something very special just for the day, which is April 27th. Let's watch.
This is very exciting for me because we have the Shades of Pink Foundation walk coming up. And of course, Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We have our own team. The walk is April 27th and my new shoes have arrived and I'm so excited. Let's take a look. Drum roll, please. Ha! They're so awesome. They are perfect for the walk that is happening at the Detroit Zoo, April 27th. Again, you can join our team. Just go to our website, which is Caffeinated Conversations with BrookeAllen.com, and join us. We're walking for a great cause, and we'll look good doing it.
And again, you can join our walk by scanning the QR code on your screen. And April 27th, that is the day for the walk at the Detroit Zoo. Join our team. I'm super excited about this. If you can't be there in person, you can be a sleepwalker or you can just donate to the cause like my friend Judy did. The walk happening at the Detroit Zoo, April 27th. And I hear there's even team shirts. Super excited about that. Please join us. Well, this is super exciting. This is new this week. This is new this hour. You can now find Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen live streaming on Instagram. And you can watch the show on my own Instagram at Brooke Allen Official. Give us a follow while you're there. Also, we'd be remiss if we didn't thank our amazing streaming partners. You know, there's a long list. You can see them all on that graphic on your screen. All of our sponsors and then our community partner, but also on that list are our streaming partners, which include Skinny Teas, Artisan Bath and Skincare, Frameable Faces, Catalyst Media, Design Team Plus, Sarium Chickerell PR, and LE Mental Health West Bloomfield and LE Mental Health in Novi. Well, Easter is just around the corner. It is upon us. And our presenting sponsor, Time Warp Vintage in St. Clair Shores, they are holding a very special sale for all of those Easter basket goodies. Let's watch.
Hi, how are you today? Welcome to Time Warp. Have you been here before? Well, that's great. Well, you're looking for spring things? Take a look. We've got a whole bunch. Come with me. I'll show you the way. So right over here, because, you know, they say April showers bring May flowers, so we've got the vintage umbrellas with the May flowers on them. And these are cool because they're hair pieces that you can easily clip in your hair for springtime. And we've got everything you need for you're having a picnic this summer or anything, from your tulip pitchers and glass sets to even the butterflies, all sorts of stuff, as you can see here. And one of the best things to know about Time Warp Vintage is the Saturday before Easter, we have our pick your own percentage sale. And what that is as you come in, you'll be able to pick a percentage out of an Easter basket that range anywhere from 25% up to 40% off individual and full purchases, plus some $10 gift cards around. So that way you can take advantage of those large priced items that you were wanting to get. You might get the 40% off. So Saturday before Easter. Easter is the last day of the month. So Saturday, that Saturday. It's not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So come in, check it out for all your Easter goods. You can pick it up before Easter the next day.
And Jason and co-owner Steve are just the best. I always have so much fun when I'm out there. So check out Time Warp Vintage on Harper at 13 Mile in St. Clair Shores. Well, you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, a show where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view. And we also connect you with resources and celebrate the community in the Metro Detroit area. The show has actually turned out to be like a live networking hour as well. We are live every Monday at 10 a.m. And today we are live from the beautiful Maylee Coffee in Ferndale. Coming up, we'll check in with a life coach helping women thrive in leadership roles. But first, it is time for our Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise segment. And honestly, our next guest is a combination of all of these things. I am joined by Kelly May. She's a nurse at Corewell Health Beaumont Grosse Pointe Hospital. And Kelly, you have not always been a nurse.
I have not.
You have not always been a nurse, and it all kind of changed for you when your father got sick.
Yes, it did. So in 2011, my father was diagnosed with a brain tumor. So I ended up taking some time off to help take care of him, and at that point decided I need to maybe do a career change.
Really? Mm-hmm. So you were helping take care of him, seeing everything he was going through, so you decided to go into nursing.
I did, yeah. When I was doing my first career, I just realized that I was meant to do more. And when I was helping him, I realized how much nurses actually are able to help people, and I just felt this passion for it. So I followed what I wanted to do in my dream, and here I am.
It wasn't easy, though.
It was not easy. It was not easy at all. In my mid-30s, I decided to do this career change, and it was challenging. It's very challenging. I worked through all of it, too, as well, while going through nursing school, and, you know, I still helped with doing stuff with my dad, and so it was a challenge.
So what is your favorite part of the job?
My favorite part of the job is being able to know that people out there appreciate what I do. When people say thank you for simple things, it goes a long way for me. And knowing that I can make a difference in people's lives, it really does go a long way for me.
So how old were you? You were 33 when you made this?
I was 33 when I decided to start school again.
Okay, and so that took a little time to
It did take
do
a little
school,
time,
right? To
yeah,
get through that.
yeah.
And you even had some struggles with school.
I did have some struggles with school. I actually failed a semester and had to redo it, pharmacology. And then I took my NCLEX board exam and I failed that the first time as well. So I had to redo that, and I'm not afraid to tell people that because it's real, it happens. But I kept going and persevered because I really wanted to do it.
And you know, persistence is key in so many things.
Mm-hmm.
And when you know, at the end of your day, because I know nurses work long shifts,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you encounter so many people, and I know that it's not always a happy moment.
It's not.
When you're taking care of people, and that takes a lot of guts.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, what are you most thankful for?
I'm most thankful for actually just being able to have the opportunity to go in and assist people that are at their most vulnerable. You know, these people really need help. They're depending on you. You're going into their private, you know, bubble and being able to, what can I do to make your day a little bit better? Whatever that may be, what can I do to make your day a little bit better?
So you were in the hospital.
Yes.
And, you know, I know that when you have family members in the hospital, especially if it's your parent or sibling or whoever it may be, you know, what do you say to families who are maybe not so nice to the nurses and, you know, because they're stressed out? And, I mean, if you had one thing to tell families that would help you, help them, what would it be?
Trust us. Know that we're able to have a communication line, open line of communication with you, that we're there for the right reason. If you have questions, please ask us. We want to build a relationship with you just like we want to build a relationship with the patient as well.
And advocating is a huge part of it.
Advocating is an absolute huge part of it. I encourage families and patients to talk and ask questions and, you know, get to know of what's going on, the plan of care and everything.
Okay, so one piece of advice for a woman who may be thinking about a crazy career change, what would it be?
Do it. Do it, do it, do it.
Really?
I never look back.
Really?
Yes, I absolutely never look back. There's nowhere else I would rather be than to be a nurse. Don't get me wrong, it's challenging at times, but there's nowhere else I am meant to be
So no
than
regrets.
to be a nurse. No regrets
That is
whatsoever.
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
your
you.
story.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Again,
Thank you.
that is Kelly May. She's a nurse at Corewell Health Beaumont Grosse Pointe Hospital. And thank you again, Kelly, for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, we are so excited to see the show growing and growing. We are on show number 20. You can follow us on Instagram at Brooke Allen Official. Reminder, you can also watch the show streaming live on my Instagram in addition to Facebook. Today is our first day being on Instagram Live. I'm super excited about that. And you can follow us on Facebook as well at Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. And of course, while you're there, feel free to leave us a review, especially if it's a good one, and hit that follow button. Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen is also on YouTube, and you can see all of our previous episodes there, so make sure you check that out as well. Well, how do you think about your insurance needs, whether it be for your home or business or maybe both? Well, I would like to introduce you to one of our newest sponsors, Lynn Sterla. Let's watch.
What people need to know is that, or what they should think about is when they're looking for insurance, who are they comfortable with? Because you want to be able to trust who you're dealing with and that they have the knowledge base to help you and guide you through the process.
Well, what's so interesting too is that sometimes you don't know exactly what's on your policy or what you need, and you're very good about that. You actually walk you through it and tell you
Yes.
what you need or don't need.
Absolutely. Most people rarely understand all the language on their policy, and they're looking at the bottom line. How much is this going to cost? It's great if something has a nice price, but on your worst day when you need it, I want to make sure that you absolutely understand what's on there and what your choices are, because that is the basis, and that's what's important when you're choosing your insurance agency and deciding what to do with your policy.
And right, and it's not just about what you're paying out monthly or yearly, it's about what you're actually going to get should you need it.
Yes, absolutely, because you want something that can protect not only your assets, but also your family. People don't want to talk about, one of the most important things is life insurance. If anything happens, you're not, unfortunately, God forbid, you can't make it home from work one day, you want to make sure your family's protected and their future's protected as well.
Okay, how do people find you?
You can call me on my cell. And my agency is a division of Michigan Farm Bureau Insurance. So, but my number is 248-880-8782. And I also, you can find me on sturlainsurance.com, STURLA insurance.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Of course, that was Lynn Sturla, one of our newest sponsors. If you are interested in becoming a sponsor of the show, you can head to our website, which is Caffeinated Conversations with BrookeAllen.com. Well, today is a very exciting day. Of course, this is not only double digits for us, this is episode 20, and we are so excited about that. Thank you so much for being with us. Of course, we are broadcasting live from Maylee Coffee in fabulous Ferndale. Well, I am with Stacy, and Stacy, I'm kind of blanking right now. I'm gonna admit it. Tell me your last name.
Bonson, Stacy Bonson.
Stacy
Yep.
Bonson.
It's hard to remember.
It is hard to remember. That's okay. So you are an executive life coach, and first of all, you teach executives how to kind of slow their roll and embrace their success.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I work with women in leadership roles, so it could be executive roles from CEO to somebody who's brand new in leadership, who was, you know, an amazing individual contributor, and then all of a sudden they find themselves in this leadership role, and they're like, oh my gosh, I have to manage 10 people and have difficult conversations, which is really scary. But also, too, people who are promoted to a CEO type of a position, it's brand new to them too. So we kind of just build confidence around their ability to lead in a strong, momentous way. I mean, it doesn't have to be nervous or scaring, but it can be very overwhelming. So we overcome overwhelm, which then sometimes leads to procrastination, which people think, oh, I'm a procrastinator. I'm like, no, it's just a habit of procrastinating. That's all. Okay. So we just kind of help you out, like relax, you're good, and like kind of get centered and just, you know, be authentic about what they do.
What is the one thing that maybe many women struggle with when they are in a leadership role? I mean, out of all of the things you just mentioned,
Right.
What's the top one?
I think the top one is confidence, to be honest. And that shows up, people say, well, what is a lack of confidence? Well, it shows up before you go into a difficult conversation that you know you have to have. And so you kind of like pull back a little bit, or you're afraid to be very candid and authentic in that conversation, which is really doing a disservice to somebody else, because then they don't know where they can improve and grow, right? So it also shows up when you want to speak up in a meeting, but you're in a room of maybe a male-dominated type of an industry or room, and you want to show up, you know, you have something to say, but you kind of dial back and pull back because you're afraid of how it's going to be perceived or whatever the case would be, you know? So I think that's where the confidence shows up too. And also, you know, in that balance between personal life and professional life as a woman.
Going to ask you, as far as, you know, the whole work-life balance is such a struggle sometimes. And I can imagine for women in those executive roles, it's even worse because you're kind of always juggling and feel like you always have to be present with your job.
Yes, absolutely. Because even now, especially with a hybrid environment, or even a remote environment, or if you just have to be at work every day again, it's very hard because you feel like you can't turn it off, right? How do I turn it off? How do I be, you know, present with my children and my family? And how do I be present at work and like turn one off and on? And then you feel, you know, kind of like you're giving one up for the other at times. And how do I balance all of that at the same time? And it's absolutely possible. And at some point someone said, you know, to us as women that we have to be everything all at once, but that's really difficult to do. So I think it's okay to just kind of find a neutral place with it and say, look, I might not be 100% here today, but I gave 100% of what I was able to give. You know,
so it's a little bit of that guilty feeling, right? I mean, that guilt kind of seeps in and you're like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Right? And then and when you feel guilty, that actually escalates to a whole bunch of different feelings.
100%, yeah. Right? You feel guilty and then you're like, oh, I should be. And all of the shoulds create this, you know, overwhelming feeling like I'm not enough, which isn't true. Like everyone is enough exactly how they are.
Let's talk about self-care real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Because self-care, you know, it seems like such a, I don't know, a hot topic, or you know, people are like, oh, that's so, you know, so not necessary.
Right, yeah.
But self-care is a thing, and it is a thing that's needed for
Absolutely,
everyone, no matter what role they're playing.
Yeah.
So what do you say to women who are, you know, no, I don't have time to take a minute and read that book, or to just sit by myself for a few minutes?
Right. I think a lot of times people do think that self-care means going to a spa or something of that nature, but that's absolutely not what it is. It is that, of course. I would love to go to a spa.
I know, right? Can we go right now?
I would love to go to a spa every day, but as a form of self-care. But it is reading a book, and you know, understanding that by doing that for like 30 minutes, it actually
helps you to be present in the other aspects of your life, you know, to take 30 minutes, an hour even. And some people say, I'm gonna have a babysitter for 2 hours every Wednesday so that I can just go do whatever I want. Maybe have coffee with a friend, maybe get my nails done, maybe go for a walk and not feel guilty like I should be somewhere else. And then it kind of helps to regroup and like find your center and just be like, ah.
That deep breath that we all need sometimes,
and it's
right?
okay to do that.
It is okay to do that. That is excellent. What about the whole idea of needing to see someone like you?
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
are people like, no, I don't need to do that. I
No.
shouldn't do that.
No. Everyone's like, please, when can I start? They're like,
Right.
help, yeah. I actually work with a lot of leaders. I work with individual women, but I also work with women in leadership roles through their organizations. So if you are in a larger organization, just, you know, a lot of times they need to just talk to their human resource managers or people ops person, because there are programs like this for people in leadership roles, and they just aren't aware of it, actually.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think they do find that they do feel a lot more confident and that it's okay to be human as a leader, right? And so it's not like all of a sudden, as a leader, we stop being human.
Right.
And it's okay to express being vulnerable as a leader, because that helps other people also to see like, hey, no one's perfect. And if she's saying, I'm nervous and this is gonna be hard, it's then gives me the opportunity to open up and say, hey, look, I'm also struggling too. So I think it's really important, and I think people find that even after just meeting for 3 months, they have a different feeling about showing up at work with a confidence, actually.
So you mentioned being vulnerable, and I mean, I'm just going to say it. Sometimes women who are vulnerable are perceived as weak.
Right. Yeah.
And there's a big difference between that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everybody feels uncomfortable at some point in time, or lack of confidence at some point in time. So vulnerability is just expressing it, right? And it's not saying that it's not a bad thing to say, hey, look, I'm kind of struggling right now. It's just a human thing. And when we apply a title to something like, oh, it's a weakness, we then just say, well, I don't want to be weak. Well, we're all weak at some point, right? So it's almost like just embracing that and saying that it's just okay. We neutralize it so it's not bad or good. It's just neutral.
Huh,
It's okay to show up that way.
It's just okay.
It's just okay.
It's just okay.
Yeah, nothing's gone wrong.
You don't have to wear that cape today. It's
No,
just okay.
no. I need a cape, actually, Brooke. If you have the cape, that'd be great. No.
I've been looking for a cape for years. I've not found it. It has not been made yet. And when we get our capes, they'll be monogrammed.
They will be, yes. I know.
Okay, so are you taking new clients?
Absolutely, yeah.
What's your website?
My website is stacybonson.com, and I can be reached at stacybonson.com. But I do one-on-one coaching, I do group coaching, I do facilitating of webinars for companies, if that's something someone's interested in, and I just do private coaching for individuals as well.
Okay, so anyone can really reach out to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Say, I need a little bit of help.
Just a boost, yeah. And even if nothing's gone wrong, sometimes people are like, I just want to talk to someone that is I will 100% 1 hour focus just on you, right? And just say everything you need to say, and we'll work through everything together.
Okay, perfect.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We
thank you.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
And again, that is Stacey Bonson, a life and business coach helping women in leadership roles. Thank you so much for being with us,
Thank
Stacey.
you.
I appreciate it. And of course, it is just a reminder, we are giving away a beautiful basket of skinny teas. To enter the contest, you like and follow Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen on Facebook, and comment with the number 20, all in celebration of our 20th show. Of course, we'll choose a winner by the end of today's show. Well, how many times have you heard this? I've got a headache. One of our newest sponsors, the Michigan Institute for Neurological Disorders, also known as the Mind Institute, has been helping people since 1969, and they only specialize in disorders of the brain, spine, and nervous system. I'm actually a patient, and my migraines were once weekly, and now they're down to about once every 4 months. And even if I do get a migraine, they don't last that long, because the doctors at Mind worked hard to figure out the right medication for me, and they will for you too. Their team, made up of 35 specialists that treat Alzheimer's, memory disorders, epilepsy, and multiple sclerosis. In fact, Mind has been recognized by the National Multiple Sclerosis Society as the Center for Comprehensive MS Care. They care for nearly 5,000 patients every year. They are headquartered in Farmington Hills, but they also have offices in Roseville and Dearborn. Really, take it from me, you don't have to suffer in pain. You can find all of the information you need at mindonline.com. Well, one of my favorite segments on this show is, and one of the ones closest to my heart, is our halfway to 100 segment. And that is all about aging gracefully, but also about caring for our elderly loved ones. And we had the chance to talk with Brooke Allen. He is CEO of Homestead in Clawson, which they just opened a new adult daycare center. And we talked about the feelings involved with asking for help, including guilt. Let's watch.
Don't feel guilt. No, do not feel guilty about it. Absolutely. Again, I have kids. I didn't feel guilty. I didn't feel guilty getting the babysitter for my kids because you need that time.
Right.
And it goes back to the principle and concept that you're only good enough for other people if you take time to care for yourself. If you're not caring for yourself, how can you be expected to care for other people? And so when you're at your best version of yourself as a son or as a daughter, you're going to be able to spend that more quality time with your mom or your dad, and it's going to be more appreciated and it's going to be more valued, and that's the most important thing.
And when that stress is gone, it makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference. I mean, the economy is starting to shift a little bit. I don't know if anybody's noticing that, but people have to work more, and there's a lot of businesses who are shifting to want their employees to come back to work. So when that happens, all of a sudden now you have this issue where mom and dad are at home alone, and so this gives you an opportunity to go back to work, to go back into the office, to re-engage society again post-COVID, which is awesome. But you can do that now knowing that mom or dad are going to be safe during the day. You don't have to worry about checking in on the lunch hour to see if they've eaten, to make sure that they've gotten up, that they haven't fallen. Right. I mean, as a matter of fact, we had another client that just started with us, same thing. Mom continued to miss medications over and over again. When you miss medications, it causes other issues. Like now there's a higher risk of falling. There's a higher risk of passing out. That blood pressure medicine is so important. So if they're not taking those medications during the day, it causes other issues. Now, as a daughter who's at work, you can have that peace of mind knowing that they're going to be taken care of. Matter of fact, we had one daughter who keeps calling us every once in a while, like, is mom okay?
Like checking in?
Like, mom's fine. If there's an issue, we'll call you.
Right.
She's getting used to not having that stress again, which has freed her up to do the work that she wants to do.
See, and that's an amazing thing.
Absolutely. It totally is.
Yes.
And again, going back to work, if there's companies out there who are interested in offering a new employee benefit, we've always talked about childcare, right?
Yes.
But by the year 2030, 20% of the U.S. population is going to be over the age of 65. That's huge. So if there's companies out there who are looking for the opportunity to start providing adult daycare in their businesses, like literally at the corporation
Like
where they work,
in the building,
we would be more than happy to partner with those CEOs and those CFOs to create a plan that creates a new benefit package where if you have a senior loved one in your life, you can bring them to work and we'll provide care for them, which is now a benefit to bring back that older generation of workers who have all the skills and all the knowledge, and a lot of them exited the workforce after COVID.
And you can find more information by going to homestead.com and typing in your zip code again. That was Brooke Allen. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This is episode 20 of Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, and we so appreciate you being with us. Of course, this is the first morning that we are actually live on Instagram. So again, thank you for joining us. We are at the beautiful Maylee Coffee Shop in fabulous Ferndale. Come say hi to Jocelyn and her team. They have wonderful, wonderful coffee drinks and wonderful treats as well. Well, we are speaking with Juliana. Say it.
Juliana Meidel.
Meidel, thank you, Juliana.
Yeah.
You are the founder of Serenity at Home Detroit, and it's all about organization, but the name kind of says it all because serenity.
Right,
right?
Exactly. So when we were trying to think of what we wanted to name the business, we really decided to hone in on the feelings we wanted to create for our clients. So we are all about taking chaos and turning it into serenity, and the stress to serenity.
And I know I've asked you this multiple times, but when you're called in to go organize a home, what is the first room or the room that is like the biggest mess?
Well, it does depend, obviously. I would say a lot of times it's the storage rooms, the basements. They can get really out of control. But then for some of my clients, you know, a lot of times the young moms, it's the playrooms that can be out of control. It can be the pantry. Honestly, it can be any room.
It can be anywhere.
Yes.
But you know, so much stuff, right? And it clutters our house. Stuff. You're walking over boxes, not that I know this from personal experience, but you're walking over boxes, tripping over things, kids' toys, everything.
Yeah.
And it all adds to your mindset.
It absolutely does. I mean, the thing that I hear from all my clients is, I just feel weighed down. I'm so stressed. I come home and instantly, whether it's pulling in that garage that's full of stuff or, you know, the playroom, whatever it is, you just walk in and you instantly feel stress. And what you want to be able to feel is when you get into your home is to feel peace and to feel like I can wind down. And that is just the feeling that so many people can't experience because of the stuff.
And you know, I think the biggest thing I know for me personally is kind of, you know what, I don't know where to start, so I'm not going to start at all.
Absolutely. And that's when I think people decide to call us in, right? Like, you think you're going to get to it. I'm going to get to it next weekend. You've got kids. I've got sporting events. You never can get to it. And the thing is, what would take one person an incredible amount of time, I have a team of people. We come in, and many times just a day can completely transform a space.
Well, what I think is interesting too is that, you know, we keep talking about stuff, but you know, people have feelings attached to stuff.
Yes.
And you guys come in and you're objective, which makes the process quicker.
It does.
Right?
It does.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about how it goes when you walk into a home.
Right, so the first thing we do is we do have a complimentary in-home consultation so that I can meet with the client, kind of put together a plan, kind of figure out how much time I think it's going to take. But then when we go into the home and we're doing a job where we're talking about a lot of purging, let's say, you know, what we'd like to try to do ideally is go into the space, pull everything out. Yep, we try to pull everything out, which, yes, seems overwhelming. We'd like to group things into categories. Okay. So that then we can bring in the client. Because what we want to do is really kind of limit the amount of time that our clients have to spend on this type of project, right? So once we work through the client and then we go through methodically, okay, what do we want to do with this item? What do we want to do with this item? And then, you know, as we're going through, someone on my team, as we're bagging it up, and, you know, we have donations, we have giveaways, we have things we're keeping, there's things, you know, unfortunately you do have to throw away. And so then we take care of all of that, and then once we know what's staying, then we organize it all, put it together in a way that, you know, we label everything, we create zones, so that when the client goes back into that space, it's like, oh my gosh, I can see everything, right? It's like, and it's that feeling of peace that you can have.
Are the clients home when you're doing this, or do you ask them to kind of like, go get coffee?
I mean, so it really does depend on the space, right? So for jobs that do involve a lot of purging, yes, they do need to be home, at least for that part of it, right? I do some projects where it's maybe a pantry or a kitchen. You know, a lot of times we don't need a ton of client direction, and so sometimes, yeah, we just come in and take care of it. It really just kind of depends on the client and the project.
Okay, so we do have some pictures, before and after pictures, right? So we have those. So when you walk into a home, and plus we should mention too that this is not something, I mean, this is something that the average person can do. This isn't something that, you know, you have to live in a $4 million home.
Absolutely.
To have you come in and do this for you.
You do not.
It is affordable for everyone, and it's just so interesting because that perception, right, of like, oh, I'm going to have a home organizer come in, I'm so fancy, but that's not what it is.
It is not.
So we have to dispel that myth.
Right, exactly. I mean, it is a, you know, it is something, you know, obviously has a cost associated with it. But for some people, I mean, I have had more than one, you know, client of mine say this was worth more than what I paid, or just the value of that change and how you feel is just like, you can't almost put a price tag on it in some cases.
So we did see some before and after pictures. We're looking at, is that a basement?
That was a basement.
And now that's the basement?
That is the basement now.
That is amazing.
That was, that was a big one.
Okay, and we should also say too that you are very confidential, because people, you know, these are people's homes, and you know, you're embarrassed and you're vulnerable, as we've talked about earlier, and you guys are fully private, and you don't post pictures of things that people don't want.
Absolutely. And I mean, most of my clients do, you know, let us post pictures, which is fabulous. You know, it's a great way to tell the story, right? The before and the afters. But some clients aren't comfortable with that, and that is absolutely fine, and we respect that. And we just want clients to feel comfortable that what we discuss stays with us, and that, you know, we're also very focused on being judgment-free, right? Because the other thing that holds people back is just this feeling like, I can't let somebody look at this space. I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe it's gotten to this point. You know, and everyone says, this has got to be the worst you've ever seen. And it just, you know, I look at a space and I'm like, oh, we can do this in 5 hours. We're out of here.
You're like, we got this.
We got it.
It's good. So. And also, so when you, what I love about this is that when you actually come into a home, whether you're organizing, boxing stuff up for movers, whatever it is, right? You actually take the stuff with you.
Absolutely.
So people don't have to walk around all those donation bags.
Right, yes. Too many of us drive around with those bags we're always going to drop off. And so that is a service that we absolutely provide, that when we leave at the end of every day, the garbage is in the garage or it's down at the driveway, and all the donations we take with us. And we really pride ourselves on finding the best locations for our clients' items so that, you know, for example, we love to take home items to Humble Design in Pontiac, and that's an organization that takes homeless people who are transitioning out of homelessness and they're getting into a home, and they don't have anything to put in a home. So those items that have been sitting in maybe one of my clients' basements for a while, the fact that they know that that now can be, you know, a painting on a wall or silverware in a drawer or bedding on a bed for someone who hasn't had that, right? Like, that means so much. So we love Humble Design. We do, you know, professional wear to organizations like Grace Centers of Hope. And I've got a couple teachers in low-income school districts. So if we have books or games and things like that, we love to take that stuff there. So, because that makes a huge impact and it means something to our clients as well.
Oh, for sure, because then they know that something that they're not using anymore is not in a dumpster somewhere. It's being repurposed and hopefully serving someone who really needs it and will appreciate it too,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So multi-purpose.
Exactly. It just makes it easier for some clients to let things go. So yeah, it makes a difference for sure.
Okay, so you also do, when people are putting a house up for sale, I mean, you will come in there and help them maybe purge the stuff so they're not paying to have all those boxes just moved to a different location.
Yes, first of all, absolutely, you do not want to pay to move a bunch of stuff you don't need. So like, go through the process up front to do the purging, to not put it in the boxes, to pay, to then have to unpack in the new home. And you know, we have relationships with several realtors who they will call us in as well when, you know, they walk into a home and the home is not ready to be put on the market just yet. And so, you know, and sometimes it's just about depersonalizing, you know, getting the pictures packed up, getting the knickknacks put away, you know, clean surfaces. And so we do the decluttering and purging, we do packing, we do unpacking, and then the organizing on the back end as well.
Okay, and of course you are, you do those free in-home consultations, right?
Yep.
Okay, what's your website so people can reach out to you?
Yeah, so it is serenityathome.org, and then we're on Facebook and Instagram at Serenity at Home Detroit.
All right, thank you so much. I may be seeing you soon, although I'm one of those people that are like, oh, don't judge, please, don't judge me.
No, no judgment, no judgment.
Promise?
I promise.
All right, I'm gonna take you up on that. Thank you, Juliana.
Yeah, thank you.
And of course, that is Juliana, founder of Serenity at Home Detroit. And you know, are you needing a fun and exciting way or place to hold a networking event? Well, we just held ours at Drip IV Therapy and Hydration in West Bloomfield. It was so much fun. It's a cozy space, and there's really no better place to get a beauty hydration bag or a quick shot of B12 as you're collaborating on your next big project. Take it from me, I do love those B12 shots. So you want to check out Drip IV Therapy and Hydration. They are in West Bloomfield on Orchard Lake by the Stage Deli. Deanna is fabulous and will make sure you have everything you need to network and even put a little pep in your step. And for more information, you can go to dripivtherapy.com, search locations, and scroll down to West Bloomfield. Well, Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen has been all over, not only to coffee shops. One of our locations we were so fortunate to be at was Bamboo Royal Oak. It is a woman-owned co-working space, absolutely beautiful. They have a new location opening in Ann Arbor. April 18th, I believe, is the opening date for that. And we sat down with founder Amanda Lewin, who said places like Bamboo became even more needed after the pandemic shut down offices and shifted many to remote work. Let's watch.
You know, with the change in hybrid work, people don't want to be at home all the time. They need a space for meetings. They need a space to get out once in a while. But maybe you don't need a space full time. Maybe you don't want to sign a 5-year lease, or you're a small business and you can't afford to build out space with construction costs. That's where co-working comes in. We have offices 1 to 10. We have dedicated desks. We have just really flexible memberships for everybody.
And you also have like day passes, right?
Yeah, you can walk right in and get a day pass or book a room. Yeah, it's super easy.
So if somebody was from out of town and they needed printing, I mean, you guys have all that here too, right?
Yeah, it's very like all-inclusive. Everything's taken care of for you.
And coffee is included as well.
Yes. We also have cold brew.
Okay. Oh, yes, that's right.
I don't know if you've tried yet.
I have not tried that. Is it? Well, I'm all about that. Okay, so you have a new location opening in
Ann
Arbor.
Spring. Yeah, tentative April.
Okay, so what is that space? Do they all look
It's going to be
alike?
very similar to this location. We're going to recreate this retail-like vibe. So we're right on a street corner at Washington and First. You can walk right in. You'll see people co-working. You'll see all the energy. We like to say it's going to be a little bougie because it has a rooftop event space.
Oh, that's
It has sliding garage door cafe space.
Okay.
So a lot of indoor-outdoor space that we haven't had yet.
Very
So we're
cool.
very, very excited for that.
And people can actually rent out conference rooms.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of options besides office.
Yeah, we host team offsites, we host trainings, workshops, basically anything that you need a private space where we take care of all the facility needs and you can just show up and do your work.
So if somebody was interested, how do they reach out?
Yeah, just check us out online at bamboodetroit.com.
And again, their new Ann Arbor location set to open April 18th. They also have locations in Detroit and Royal Oak, right on Main Street in Royal Oak. Well, you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. This is show number 20. We are live at Melee Coffee. We've been here all month, and a big thank you to Jocelyn and her team for hosting us this month. We are a show that brew up topics from a woman's point of view every Monday morning at 10. And of course, we are out on location today. We have some big news coming later in the show. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, I want to introduce you to my next guest. And in full transparency, this next guest is a dear friend of mine doing something amazing. JoJo Dries is the founder of the nonprofit On the Wings of Angels. And JoJo, it has been about a year since this started.
Yes.
Right? And
yes.
we know that because I talked to you a year ago about
Yes,
it,
ma'am.
right? When you first kicked it off. So first of all, what is On the Wings of Angels?
On the Wings of Angels was created to provide resources, community, and support for women that are removing themselves from toxic or abusive situations.
Okay, and you are all about providing resources, and I've been watching it on social. It's really going well, and you have a big gala coming up.
Yes.
But first, before we get into the gala, tell me about the women that you are helping.
Yes. So when I was young, I was abused till I was about age 29. And all those years, I said to myself, one day I'm going to get out and provide the tangible resources for women that are dealing with that type of abuse. Because when you're in it and you're sheltered and you're being controlled, you don't realize that there's resources out there. So we are loud and proud about saying, hey, listen, if you need a bill paid, if you need a car payment, if you need whatever that tangible thing is to get out and feel safe, we're gonna help you out with that. If we can't help you immediately, we're gonna connect you with a resource that does. So we're not only a resource, we're a conduit for those resources. Many of them are already out there. I like to clarify that because some people say, well, what is the point? Why are you out here? The point is that I have a passion for this because I didn't realize for a long time that I could get out. I was 29. We live in the USA. I could have got out at 18, you know?
Right.
So these women need to know that there's friends, there's people out there that can provide them an answer, a helping hand as they become a survivor outside of that abuse.
And, you know, I think trust is such an important issue with this.
Yes.
Because, you know, women may know that they can get out, but not know how,
Yes.
number one. But then number two, they may not know, well, can I trust this person? And you've
Yes.
experienced it personally.
Yes.
So that makes a difference.
And we create this buddy system for the women. So similar to something like, you know, Alcoholics Anonymous, where you have somebody that you call and you say, hey, I need help right now. You know, I'm about to grab a drink. Well, you can call us. You can call your buddy on the board, whether that's me or another board member. And you can say, hey, I'm about to go back to my abuser. You know, give me a helping hand. You know, the draw is there. Well, you know, one of the women that we were helping, we gave her mental health help as well as an attorney, right? So she got out, you know, when you're just confused, you're in a mental fog. So we said, well, here's some therapy and here's an attorney to help you. Well, then one day I was talking to her and I said, do you need financial help? You know, are there bills that this person that you threw in jail, he had pulled a gun on her and he had, you know, so she threw him in jail. Well, we said, do you need a financial help? And she said, honestly, I do. I have a bill coming up that is my rental bill, and I might get kicked out of my house if I don't pay this bill because my landlord's terrible. So I called one of our larger donors and I said, this is what we have. Here's the number. Here's the amount that we need to pay. I'll pay half. On the Wings of Angels will pay half, and you can pay half. And this donor said, no, JoJo, just tell me what the landlord's address is. We'll write the full check.
Really?
And so then I called the lady, and she just lost her mind. She was like, you know, she says, now I have 30 days to really clear my head and figure out a way out. And I think a lot of times that's all they need. They need that step up. And I don't claim to have all the answers. I just claim to be a proponent that women need no barriers, no holds, barred. There's different organizations. There's religious organizations. There's government-funded organizations, and we don't claim to be any of those. What we're doing is we are providing no barriers to entry, opportunity for women who are becoming survivors and need an immediate resource, and they just call us, and we aim to provide that resource.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
So you have a board in place, and you
Yes.
have a big gala coming up. Tell me all about this, please. We love galas.
Can't wait to dance with you at the gala. So we have live entertainment provided by the Louis Lee Band. He's a amazing artist, very deep soul. He's going to get the crowd moving.
Okay.
We also have Taryn Asher, Emmy Award-winning news anchor from Channel 2, as well as Carolyn Clifford, who supports a lot of these types of domestic abuse situations because she has a story to tell about that. So she's one of our keynotes, again, Emmy Award-winning news anchor. And then former Miss USA contestant Rachel Slauson is flying in from across the country, donating her fee, which is it's unbelievable to support this cause. But she had her own experience with misogyny and abuse, and she's going to come tell us her story. And we have a great open bar, gourmet food, passing appetizers. The San Marino Club has been in Troy.
In Troy, okay.
That's where it's being hosted.
All right.
They have been so wonderful just to provide us with a lot of complimentary items, the linens, upgrade on the bar, open bar. So yeah, it's going to be a very exciting gala. We're excited to host it and excited to party with the people that come.
Of course. And what day is that?
Yes.
So mark my calendar.
There you go. So it's April 28th. Doors open at 5, and we have the hall till about 12.
Okay.
So if we're going to be able to party all night, we are going to do that. But we want to make it clear that the fundraiser, the majority of the money that you are purchasing to buy a ticket is going directly to On the Wings of Angels support. So I don't get paid, the volunteers, the board, no one gets paid to do this. We're all doing it out of the goodness of our heart because we found a need and we're trying to fill it. But pretty much a majority of the ticket price is going directly to help these women.
Okay, give me the website so people can buy all those tickets.
So the website's going to be onthewings.org. And you'll click on a link there to be able to buy the ticket. So if you go to www.onthewings.org, you'll be able to buy a ticket. And one of the things I really want to clarify is the barriers to entry seem so hard when you're getting out, right? Your abuser tells you you're worth nothing. You can't get anywhere without me. You're not going to survive without me. And I guess our point is, hey, you got girlfriends out here.
Right?
We're gonna get
it done for you, right?
Yes.
Well, that is awesome, JoJo. One more question. Is it black tie?
That's a great question. So it's formal wear. It's not black tie, but we do hope that people will wear something pink or something purple, lavender. Those are the colors to represent domestic abuse survivors.
Okay. Give me the website one more time.
Absolutely, onthewings.org. And when you go to onthewings.org, don't forget there's 2 surveys. If you need help, if you need service, if you need support, you can fill out a survey and tell us exactly what type of support you need, and we will provide that. If you're a volunteer or a donor and you want to provide that type of help, please fill out that survey and we'll get right back to you about that as well.
All right. Thank you, JoJo.
Thank
Amazing
you.
woman, amazing
Thank you.
mission,
Thank
and
you,
I'm
my
so
friend.
proud to be your friend.
Same. I'm very proud.
Thank
and
you.
This is amazing.
Thank you so much.
For the honor of having me.
Thank you. And again, that is JoJo Dries, one of my good friends, and of course the founder of On the Wings of Angels. Well, you are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Our community partner is Shades of Pink Foundation, and their mission is to help ease the financial burden for people undergoing breast cancer treatment in southeastern Michigan by helping out with those daily living expenses. And you can help Shades of Pink help others. We are so proud and excited to have our own caffeinated team for the big fundraiser, the Walk at the Zoo. That is happening April 27th. So you can come walk with us at the zoo, then you can go to JoJo's Gala on the next day. To join our team, just scan the QR code on your screen and we will see you there and wear pink. Well, it is time to announce our winner for today's giveaway. I am joined by Jason Waldron, of course, a friend, dear friend, and presenting sponsor. And Jason, this has been an amazing,
cool.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is, of course, from Skinny Teas. Linda Schlesinger-Wagner donated it to us for our giveaway.
Very nice. How many are in there?
9.
9 shirts.
9. And
nice.
Look at those colors. They're all spring colors. So spring will eventually arrive, even though it has officially, right?
Cool. Somebody's going to be jealous.
All right. So tell me, who is our winner?
Diane T. I'm hoping I'm going to say the last name correctly. Glaza Hilbling.
Oh.
Diane T. And she says, congratulations on number 20, Brooke.
Oh, thank
Fun
you.
to see you. And she commented 20.
And she did comment. So
That's
Diane,
awesome.
you are the winner. So and Diane, if you don't live in Michigan and you live in California or Florida, I'm coming to see you. Just saying.
Me
okay?
too.
Jason's coming too.
But we have something cool I wanted to tell everybody,
Yes,
if you don't mind.
Nope, I don't mind you talking about this at all.
So, a lot of people don't know, I do my own show called TWL,
Yes.
Time Warp Live, and tomorrow night we have special guests, Brooke Allen, with her 2 kids. Tell me their names again.
Carson and Daisy.
Carson and Daisy. I did know, but I
Yes,
had
you
a
did.
blank. And we're going to be talking about what Easter means to them and carrying down traditions and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun, and thank you for coming on.
Oh no, I'm super excited. You know, I have to tell you that I've been looking for a bunny cake pan.
Oh,
Do you have one in the store?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Yes, I've been looking for a bunny cake pan because it's a big tradition that was for me as a child. So
awesome.
I'm going to go look for that today if I don't find one because I want to bring a bunny cake tomorrow.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. And I'm so excited, and thank you for coming on my show.
No,
I know
no,
you've been on before.
Well, yeah, but no. In fact, that is where we announced
It is.
Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen was actually on your show a couple weeks before we kicked off. So.
Yes, and you can watch it on our Facebook page,
Yep.
and probably after the words on yours.
Of course, we'll share it.
Time Warp Vintage, Time Warp -Vintage.
Yes.
So watch us. You can also watch us on Instagram at Time Warp LLC, and you'll be able to see Brooke and meet her 2 twins, Carson and Daisy, and listen
And we're
to
just
their
going to be
stories.
talking about tradition.
We are.
Right? It's so
Absolutely.
and tradition is so important, especially during the holiday seasons, right? It means
Yeah.
a lot to people.
And Easter's not far away.
Oh, so crazy. And you have a big sale.
And we do have a big
You
sale.
have a big sale?
We do have a big sale. Actually, the Saturday before, it's pick your own percentage day, from 25 to 40% off. So you can't go wrong with that.
All right. Well, you know, I will see you tomorrow night.
Awesome.
Right? I'll be
Yes.
there. Maybe a bunny cake in hand. Not sure. And
That'd
of
be
course,
good.
what flavor? Vanilla.
Chocolate.
No.
Oh, yeah, you can. Vanilla.
Well, okay. Well, thank you so much. And of course, before we say goodbye for the day, you know, there are so many people working behind the scenes to bring you Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen each week. It is a big endeavor. If you've ever been here to see it all take shape in person, I want to say thank you to my executive producer, Christina McDaniel. She's been with me since the very beginning of this adventure. Also to Jason Waldron, of course, who has done amazing things for our social media, is a great friend. And to Dave Scott of My Michigan TV, whose production company brings you the show each week. And also to Jacob and Jeff, helping us right here on site. And also back to Jared, who is in our control room. And to all of our sponsors and friends who come out to watch and support the show every week. The support has been incredible, and we are very thankful for that. So we actually kind of have a big announcement.
Yeah.
And this is interesting, and I hope I don't cry because it's exciting, but you know. Okay, so we are community focused, and that's why we've actually been out in the community for our Monday shows. That being said, we are working on something pretty amazing, and for that to flourish, we will be moving into the My Michigan TV studios in Troy, so we can focus on that upcoming project. It's going to remain under wraps just a little bit longer, but it's going to be incredible when it all comes to fruition, so I'm super excited. But please know the studio will be open for our live audience, and all that networking that happens in person during our shows on location will still happen and even have more of the Kelly and Company feel to it. So we've heard that comment about 10 times, right? People are always like, this is like Kelly and Company. So please keep in mind, however, if you have a location you would like us to broadcast live from, you can reach out to us at caffeinatedconversationswithbrookeallen.com because you know, if you have coffee, Brooke Allen will follow. Well, keep an eye on our social media for the studio details. Until next week, keep the coffee hot, and we'll see you next Monday.